Let's talk for a minute about bullets. You see, bullets kill students, and we need to keep them out of our presentations. There will be graphic content in this short presentation, so please be warned. Today we want to talk about slideware used for face-to-face or video presentations. When I talk about slideware, I mean things like any digital presentation software, PowerPoint, Keynote, Prezi, Google presentations. There's all sorts of them. Today's presentations tend to have lots and lots of text for the audience to read. The text many presenters have on their slides often contains their speaker notes as a visual aid. Too often, speakers actually read straight from their slide as if the audience couldn't read it on their own. Nancy Duarte, presentation consultant, said if you use a plethora of words, your audience will read the slide more quickly than you can explain it, making you strangely irrelevant to your own presentation. Some people softly start to read along with the presenter. That's a confession. So this is the big idea today. We want to make presentations that don't suck the life out of our students. So if you only walk away from one thing from this video, this is it. Oh, by the way, that was an example of what not to do. Here's the big idea. To keep things simple, we need one idea represented on a slide. When you're ready to move on to a new idea, make a new slide. That might mean that your whole screen is one picture that you're referencing for learning. That might mean that your slide has a lot of empty space. That's okay. The idea is to help the audience focus on the message rather than distracting from it. When a slide has many components to it, the main idea can easily get lost in the clutter. It took me 2 hours to build that slide. So eliminate the visual clutter and focus on one idea per slide. Displaying one visual at a time helps your audience by reducing their cognitive load, and it allows them to focus on one thing at a time, which, despite all of our attempts at multitasking, is all our brains are actually capable of doing, especially if we're learning something new, especially if we're novice learners. So you might ask, and you probably have heard it asked, well, how many bullets should I have on a slide? Well, I was taught at one point the 7x7 rule, which recommends no more than 7 words per line and 7 lines per page. But if you look at this is a lot of text. We're trying to eliminate clutter, and that looks like a slide full of clutter. Duarte, Reynolds, John Medina, Richard Mayer, a host of others, including me, will tell you to bury the bullets. Leave the bullets at the gun show. Especially if you're going to use a crazy background, which you also shouldn't do. So stick with one idea per slide. If you're listing lots of text on your slides, you don't need a slide presentation. You need a handout. You need a document, not, as Reynolds calls it, a slidument. Your one idea might be a picture, or it might be a keyword, to help the audience keep your statements in context. See, with any video or with any presentation, you're narrating as well. Richard Mayer studied information retention from a number of methods, and he found that combining a picture with spoken audio or narration is more effective for learning than audio narration alone, text alone, an image alone, an image plus text, a picture combined with text plus narration, or narration combined with text. So a picture plus narration on a video or in your live lectures leads to better student learning than other forms of presentation. Mayer's research proves it. Our experiences of seeing and delivering boring PowerPoints affirms it. So, one idea per slide. Talk about it, show it, then move on to the next one. In a moment, I'm going to add this on to the other video I just recorded, but I do want to give you a brief tutorial on how to record from Keynote. I don't recommend using PowerPoint because Microsoft. So here I have my presentation. It's a slide presentation. It's all put together. I even have speaker notes down here so I know what I want to say. And I'm going to go up here to play, which is a little counterintuitive, and then record slideshow. Once I'm ready to record, on my lower screen, which you can't see at this moment, there's a small red button for record. If I press that, I'll start recording video and audio, and it will all be ready for me in the end. I hit escape right now so that you can see that I can go ahead and hit play here and play the recorded slideshow. I can also export it as a QuickTime movie. I'll go ahead and do 720p. That's plenty of resolution. I'll do the slideshow recording, hit next. Principles for using Slideware for instructional videos .m4v. That's exactly what I want it to be. It's going to go to my desktop. That's perfect. Export, and there it goes. I won't make you watch the blue line, but that's all there is to it.